Hey, what's going on YouTube? We're back with another video here for Epic 7. We're talking about E7 Masters. Pretty much my take on the whole groups, the brackets, who I think is going to win, who I think is the group of death, as they've got it on the sheet here, and what my overall thoughts are, the feedback, and who I think is going to progress throughout the round. So what I've done here is I've got all these tabs open for the different groups, the brackets, and I've got my kind of like March Madness kind of pick of who I think is going to win, and I'll give a little feedback on it and a couple takes on the opponents. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump into it with Group A, which is Alibi, Magic Chi, Gui, Wu, Yinlan, and Jimbo. So, for myself personally, this is just me going off of all people that I have fought on ladder and RTA, whether it's been if I have fought them personally or if I've watched them play games. Just my initial take. So if anyone wants to yell at me in the comment section and be like, "Yo, you disrespected my goat," so and so, I'm sorry. It's nothing against them. It's just based on my take of me playing against them personally and how they would probably stack up against whatever. So full disclosure there. If you've got a problem and you've got a better explanation in the comments, feel free to let me know about it. I am welcome to hear you guys out, and I won't exactly debate you on it. Anyways, but yeah, as I was saying, Alibi, Magic Chi, Guion, and Jimbo, pretty stacked as far as Chi's record here. He's on World Cup 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. So he's been in the East World Cup numerous times. Alibi, of course, East World Cup in 2024. And Guion and Jimbo both never qualified. And that's where Masters steps in to give these players that are camera shy or whatever a chance to go ahead and compete for the first time. I will go ahead and give my picks at the end. But overall, this group's pretty top heavy in terms of I think Chi is the strongest player of the group. I have not fought Guiyang. I don't have not fought Jimbo. I may have fought him once or twice. And same with Alibi. But anytime I fought Chi, I was humbled. So as far as picks go, I will give you a spoiler that I think Chi is going to be one of the four out of this group. Moving on to Group B. Group B, we've got 1080-50. She was a Fivers and Richards. Personally, I love the card for Richards here. That is my that is my first note from the this whole group is I love the little Reaper Pikachu. The first time I saw it in RTA, I had a good laugh. I thought it was the most awesome card I saw from the day. Even 1080's got a nice card. Uh, but as far as things go, kind of a mixed barrel here. Each of these competitors have one E7 World Cup appearance except for 1080. So Shizue and Fivers, of course, and Richard. These two 2025. This one 2024. Kind of an up in the air kind of match, but I wouldn't exactly call this like anything that qualifies for the group of death. It could be anyone's match as far as I'm saying, but we'll slide along to Group C and talk about this group. So this group's got two notable names to jump off right off the table, and that's both Light and Phantom. You've got the E7 World Cup 2022 champion, and then you've got Light, fan favorite, big time streamer with E7, one of the big content creators. Pretty notable. I have had the pleasure of fighting Light a couple times. Haven't had the pleasure of fighting Phantom, I don't believe. Uni Hero not to be outdone. I fought him a couple times. Congratulations on your first legend finish. And as far as this guy goes, this guy, the community joke is I play a bunch of RTA games. I play 4,500 games of RTA last season. This guy completely blew past me on the games played with 6,400 games played. So course, in the official E7 channel and stuff on Twitch, people were like, "Joe, you got competition. Joe's slacking. Joe needs to play 6K games and so on and so forth." Like little fun ribbons and stuff like that. But this group could almost qualify for the group of death, but I think the group of death is the next one coming up, and that is this group here. What a heavy group of players. KHM, Gomiami, aka KJ. We got Sindri, and we got Toshi Povo. We got the turtle amongst titans, guys. Absolutely is the best way to explain this bracket. And as far as this group setup goes, like KHM, highly one of the I1 legend drafts with the Yuffie in the one season. KJ, of course, 2024, 2025 finalists. Sindri, not to be outdone. Pretty decent player. I've played him a couple of times. He hangs out in my stream from time to time and gives me good pointers. And then Toshi here, I might have fought Toshi once or twice, maybe 3 times. But it's like a lot of the people here have like not unique cards depending on when I fight them. So as far as this group goes, this is without a doubt the group of death. Like spoiler here, group C and there's another group down the line that could qualify for it, but I think this group is the hardest heavy hitter. You've got KJ here, that's the 2-time finalist. Toshi, that's always competing. KHM, that's always competing. And then Sindri, of course, not exactly an unknown player. He's had a pretty strong showing for the E7 World Cup last year. So, as far as that stuff goes, this is my group of death. The turtle among titans, as I called it. And I suppose I can save the bracket for the end, but this is what the bracket looks like. We'll go ahead and show my picks of who I got going on to the finals and whatever, who's winning what. But yeah, we'll slide along to the next one, which is Group E: Midnoru, Meow Mix, Nutria, and Daystar. Full context here. I maybe have fought Nutria a couple times. His card very notable in the community. Even Meows is very noteworthy. I like the Please Be Patient. I'm main guild. I've seen Meow's card a couple times. I never noticed the writing on the hat. I thought it was just a normal trucker hat. But as far as this group goes, a couple E7 World Cup competitors. Nutria, of course, first time in any big major event. So I'm curious to see how they compete. Daystar, I went last season alone in the RTA spring season. I fought Daystar 5 times last season, and every single time I fought him, it was on ER Frenzy, and I never beat him because it was always ER Frenzy. So if Daystar gets anything, and unfortunately, no, Joe, the warfare rules are disabled. Yeah, so Daystar doesn't have the advantage of warfare rules. Oh, that's kind of a shame. All I know is Meow Mix is like a nightmare to fight, and most of the times I fought Meow Mix, it was me and him barely moving the HP bar along. And I fought his Kayron once or twice, and that was the scariest matchup of any freaking game I ever fought on the ladder. Was his Kayron, and it came down to whether or not his Kayron survived, and just barely, I beat him. But he's handily cleaved me a couple times, so I can't wait to see how Group E performs. Group F: Tetsu, Haza Murray, aka Hazaravi, CYY. Less said, the better on the name. I was informed of it, and we got Slowly. So 2 unknowns as far as this goes. We got Haza, the E7 World Cup 2024 champion, and we got Tetsu, very strong. I believe Europe player. I believe is Tetsu. I'm wrong. Someone will commit. Someone will fix it for me in the comments and correct me on it. But as far as this one goes, this bracket's pretty like solid. especially when you got Haza in here. But I think last season I don't think Haza played much RTA, so I don't know how Haza is gonna like be able to get a grasp of the units and whatnot. So I think Haza might surprise, but I'm curious to see how it goes. And these two, both of them are wild cards as far as things go. I'm curious to see how they perform on a big stage. But we'll slide on over to Group G, which has everyone's favorite streamer, the hero of champions himself, Mr. Omega, aka Elf Mage, aka is it finally his year? I don't know. I don't know. Elf's a great guy. E7 World Cup every single year. Top 4, top 16, top 16, top 16. Is it finally Elf's year? Let me know in the comment section, guys. I am really curious about that. Roshan Gotu. I haven't really fought this guy much. I fought him once in preseason on the last day, and his profile card caught me off guard. It really kind of startled me. Mafty, great guy, great person. Interesting card. I think this is Infinite Horizon Acadian unless this is someone else. But E7 World Cup for him. And of course, number one Rima fan, Turgwin here, Derek. Solid player. I know he had a E7 content creator championship or something like that for that was hosted by Tristan and the guys. So I can't wait to see how he performs. I actually fought him the other day. It was a pretty good fight. But as far as this one for Group of Death, L's the celebrity amongst the group here. But I think Mafty and Derek and Rojans have got interesting competition for it. And then we last to the final group. Juan P, Keith, Vic, Vic Chun, and Fan. And no, I didn't mess up on Vic's name. I was just kind of having fun with it. But as far as this bracket goes, Juan P, of course, E7 World Cup 2024, 2022, 2025. Some things about 2023, but some things are better left unsaid there. Keith, I mean, the Sharoon's holding the speed badge, so we know this guy's fast. And he had an account review out there that showed he's got some pretty he's got the need for speed. Vic, of course, the community great guy, tells it like it is. I am curious to see how Vic performs. And Fan, I don't know anything about this guy. I like I said, for a lot of these guys, I either fight him on ladder occasionally, or I know him from Twitch or whatever, and I don't know anything about Fan here. I really don't. So as far as things go, um, I've seen Juan P a couple times. I know of Keith, but I've got humbled by him in the 3 or 4 times I fought him. And Vic's a great guy, great friend. So I'm rooting for him, but it's curious to see how it goes. Anyways, let's go ahead to the brackets. And I'll tell you my picks here. So we got Alibi versus Jimbo, Chi versus Guion, 10850 versus Richard, Shuzue versus Fivers, MMZN versus Unihero, Light versus Phantom, KHM versus Toshi Popo, Gomiami versus Sindri, and here's how I've got it working out. For Group A, I got Jimbo against Chi. Moving on with Chi coming out on top. I've got Jimbo sending Alibi to the bottom bracket with Guiwan. Then I've got Jimbo beating Guion and him coming out of the bracket. So Group A is Chi and Jimbo. Group B, I got Tenny losing to Richards, but she ends up beating Fivers and surprises him. Richards, of course, beats Fivers, goes to the finals, goes ahead with the winner of match winner of Group 3 there. And like I said, it's nothing against she was but I don't know much about the place. I know Fivers, I know 1080, I know Richard, and I just can't see. Like I know the people that I know the people for. Is the best way I've got it. So I've got like Richard here. I got 1080-50. Um, Group C. I got Phantom beating Light in a hard fought series match. MMZN beats Uni. Sets up the two Architect members fighting each other, but I got Light beating Uni, and I got Light beating MMZN. So you got Phantom and Light for Group C. Uh, People were telling me that Toshi's a cleaver, and KHM is like depends on the day whether he wants to play tank or play Renak or Cleave or whatever. So I've got KHM beating Toshi. I got KJ beating Sindri. Sorry, Sindri. Um, KHM beats KHM beats KJ. So that's gonna be a fun, interesting one that I got predicted. And then as far as this goes, Toshi and Sindri, I got Sindri beating Toshi. And then in the rematch after their match 2, I've got Sindri coming out on top and beating KJ to win. So good luck, Turtle Son. Good luck, Sindri. And then for the other group bracket, we got Minoru here and Meow Mix. I think Minoru goes ahead and wins it in the top bracket. And then even though he sends Meow Mix to the bottom bracket, I think Meow Mix ends up beating Daystar. Sorry, Daystar. Tetsu and Slowly. And anyone named Slowly, they can't be slow. I found that out the hard way. So as far as this bracket goes, Slowly ends up beating Tetsu, then beats Haza. Tetsu, of course, not to be deterred, goes ahead, beats CYY, then beats Haza in the double loser bracket. So you got Slowly and Tetsu there. Wanpi and Fan. I've got Fan beating Wanpi. I've got Keith beating Vic. Sorry, Vic. But don't worry, Vic. I got you beating Wanpi, but I don't got you beating Fan. So, yeah, I got Keith and Fan here. And then I've got, for Group C, I got Bergwijn. I got Derek beating Omega, aka Elf. I've got Mafty beating Rojin Goto. I've got, of course, Elf beating Goto in the loser bracket. And the rematch, I've got Elf beats Turgwin to move on. So Mafty and Elf here. But that's my prediction. That's my picks. Like I said, my group of death is Group D. When you got the back-to-back runner-up and all these guys that have lists as long as the card, it's quite the tall task of Titans. But Group C, very very competitive as far as Light and Phantom go. They almost carry it there. And for Group F, like Haza and Tetsu is very strong. Tetsu's I think has a Hall of Fame finish, if I'm right. So yeah, that's my picks. If anyone has any complaints or stuff in the comment section, let me know. That's been my video for E7 World Cup Masters. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Comment, like, subscribe. And like I said, if I made a wrong pick, feel free to call me out in the comment section, all right? Peace out, guys. Have a great day.